So for today's video, we're gonna be reviewing the episode that came out today. I believe it was episode 15 of Classroom of the Elite, season 4, year 2. And honestly, the first half of the episode it was kind of like what I'd expect. Like, there's a lot of behind the scenes planning, like of them trying to pinch her. I don't know Koji, but as we know, I don't know Koji's just too smart, and he is always like 2 steps ahead of you, no matter who you are. And this episode showed a really good example. One, because when that blonde-haired girl first year tried to do that type with other first years, I had no Koji before even a couple days. He knew something was up, and he got protection from Sakayon. He called the purple-eyed girl a few days ago, like pretty much getting protection ready. And then we see in the episode that like when the first years tried to intercept on Koji, instead of pinching him, they encounter the other 2 years. So I don't know, it just really showed how smart and Koji really is. And we always knew it, but later on in the episode, there's like 2 things that really struck out to me that I really want to talk about with this episode. So the first thing I want to talk about was, so while the blonde-haired girl was talking on the radio coordinating the attacks, her assistant partner kind of wanders off into the woods. It turns out he kind of intercepted, or I don't know if intercepted is the right word, but kind of stopped this third-year senior from just walking or getting to where the girl was, and then ultimately ended up driving him off. But the reason I brought that up is because even the guy kind of like brought up this question of like, what are you doing here? Who do you work for? Who sent you? And there's not really a squabble, it's more of like a silent standoff. And then after like a couple of seconds, the senior kind of leaves and he says, I got what I came here for. And then, the girl retracts the guy, calls him back. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because, like I said, the question of like, why was he there? Who does he work for? And I have a theory on this. My theory is that who he worked for and who's probably has to do with that silver-haired third-year girl that we kind of met. That we kind of met like a couple episodes ago. If you guys remember, even like I'd say 3 episodes ago, we kind of got like a update on her of like she was in the island actually like competing in the test, but she was like in the mountain areas. So like, yeah, we only saw her one time, but yeah, that's who I suspect ultimately he works for. And so the last thing I want to talk about was towards that the confrontation between and Koji non. So we all saw that Koji basically gave him a gut punch, and like scared him off. And partly that kind of what happened after the confrontation of Nagamon and Koji. He, and Koji, tries to walk off, um, and ends up gut punching Nagamo, and scaring him off. But if you saw the way he did it, it was like very menacing. He was like, "You heard what I said," and like, I don't know. To me, in that moment, like, when I watched that scene, like, kind of showed like, and Koji, like, has really been letting Nagamo run free. Cause all this time, Nagamo had been portrayed as this like, not final boss, but like a boss. And now just seeing and Koji basically like pretty much child him. Like, I know Koji treated him like a child, and especially like how he told Nagamo off of like with that final face is very menacing. And like kinda it really showed to me that Nagamo isn't what he portrays. Like he's like he's just playing a part. This is like all make believe. I think what we saw in today's episode was kind of like the real Nagamo, like very whimperish and kiddish and everything. And I do wonder now like how their relationship is gonna be moving forward, because I doubt Nagamo is gonna have the same stuff for Anakoji as he did. But yeah, that was kind of the episode. Um, very cool episode. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for next episode because it will be the final episode of the season, and it'll be exciting to see what happens after this test. Um, like how are they gonna set up season 5 with this? But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this episode. Um, please leave. I think I'm ended here. Please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.